We are celebrating Hispanic heritage here at NBC Bay Area and shining a light on some of the people who make the Bay Area unique.
NBC Bay Area's Joe Rosato Jr. introduces us to a San Francisco man where music and the law go hand in hand.
There's something magical about music. And I think it defines that element in us that is still undescribable.
It could be just as difficult to describe the path of Enrique Ramirez.
So that's where I grew up, in Torreon. That's about 8 hours south of El Paso. My dad worked in the fields, picking cotton, and my mom worked in tending the agricultural workers who were there.
Ramirez was a kid when his family traded life in Mexico for life in East Los Angeles.
Recent arrivals from Mexico were attacked. We were ridiculed, we were humiliated, we were yelled at.
So he and other young Mexican immigrants tried to fit in by hiding their culture.
Pocho culture are Mexican-American kids who think they're white. So they would change their name like Enrique to Henry or Pedro to Pete.
But when Ramirez was swept up in protests against the Vietnam War, he found a new voice in the growing Chicano movement.
In August 29, 1970, we had the largest march in East Los Angeles against the Vietnam War. And these new Chicanos were no longer Mexican Americans. They were proud of their heritage. They wanted to be Mexican. They wanted to speak Spanish. I became a very active student in walkouts, in marches.
His weapon in the fight became a guitar.
In the process, in this recapturing of our culture, I'd always played guitar. I knew how to a lot of Mexican ballads or corridos.
The songs Ramirez wrote were imbued with his politics.
Stop the bombing, stop the bombing. Music became a big part of my life, but also politics, so that led me to think about becoming a lawyer.
So Ramirez came to San Francisco to attend what was then Hastings School of Law, finding inspiration in his fellow immigrants in San Francisco's Mission District.
So I've been practicing now in the area of immigration and personal injury and discrimination for the last 40 years. It gave me such a sense of pride and satisfaction to be able to help and keep a family together, you know, a family united, or avoid the deportation of a dad or a brother.
Throughout his life, the themes of justice and equality have coursed through Ramirez's music and his career. He traces their roots to a key figure from his childhood in Mexico.
That's my mother, Olga Rios. She's the one that pulled us through 7 kids on her own. It's in my heart. At my age, I'm still in awe and wondering what the magic of music is. This child's play.
At 73, Ramirez is at retirement age, yet he can't seem to quit working. Because there are people to help,
When I hear,
and of course, always a song in need of singing. Joe Rosato Jr.,
walking by,
NBC Bay Area News.
deeply and close my eyes.